the craft beer community. Now, crack is not C-R-A-C-K, it's C-R-A-I-C.
Correct.
If you're looking for good crack, you're looking for good fun, which is a whole different meaning in this.
And man, I'm looking for some good crack. All right, everybody, welcome out to the Log Room Guys Craft Beer Show. It is Tuesday, August the 8th, 2023. Jersey Johnny coming at you. And with me, as always, is none other than Mr. Beer Samurai. Say hello, Mr. Samurai.
Hello.
What are you eating there? What are you eating there? A bag of chips?
Bag of crisps.
Oh, I forgot. You're on that side. You're on that side of the pond today.
Yeah, chips or French fries.
Right.
Of course, we've established Belgian fries.
Right. Belgian fries.
But it's interesting. They've got some interesting flavors over here.
Flame grilled steak. Guinness flame grilled steak.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it tastes just like you took a steak, marinated in Guinness, and flame grilled it. These are really good.
There you go.
Some of these might need to come back to me.
So,
but they have some really interesting flavors here.
That's cool.
This one.
It's very loud. Smoked barbecue and Irish whiskey. That's good. You have to bring a bag of them home.
Those,
smoky bacon. That's nice.
Yeah. Got another one sitting over here. Here we go. Whole different brand. Can you read that?
Crinkle cut prawn cocktail. Ew. I mean, I like shrimp cocktail, but not in my crisps. See, I see what I did there. See what I did there.
You did it. You did right. You did right. Yeah. Oh man. Oof! It's been a day, man.
I can imagine. Has it been a Happy National Fried Chicken and Waffles Day?
What day?
A happy national
earbuds.
Has it been a happy national? Has it been a Happy National Fried Chicken and Waffles Day?
No, it's not quite a thing here. Things here are these things called munchie boxes and snack boxes.
Gotcha.
A munchie box is like this monstrosity that'll feed like a family of 5. It's got doner kebab meat in it. It's got shredded cabbage. It's got red onion.
You're gonna say shredded cat?
No. You've got chicken wings in there. Chicken nuggets are in there.
Very interesting.
What else was in there? There was sauce, like a garlic yogurt sauce in there. Amongst all this, what else was in there? Onion rings and a whole bunch of chips, which we call French fries.
A whole bunch of chips, which we call French fries, right? Or crisps.
Now the snack box is a little more toned down. It's like
chicken. Chips are crisps. Fries are chips.
Correct. So if you get fish and chips, you're not getting fried fish and potato chips. You're getting fried fish and fries.
If you get pommes frites, right? It's not Happy National Fried Chicken and Waffles Day where you are on that side of the pond. Is it Happy International Samurai in Ireland Day, though?
That it is. First day in Ireland. And had my first pint of regular, which
you had your first pint of irregular?
Of regular, which on that side of the pond we refer to as Guinness, but sometimes both sides refer to as a pint of black occasionally. At a place called the Dead Man's Inn.
Nice.
It was quite yums. Well, that reminds me, we've got a contest going, and the count now is 1.
We do. The count now is 1. Hold on 1 second here. Just had to take my obligatory picture.
Okay, I shall do the same since I've opened mine. We'll do it this way.
Yeah. In case you all didn't know, this is a Just the Two of Us show with Samurai in Ireland. So there you go. There you go.
I mean, well, technically, we had this conversation. Fossa, which is just outside of Killarney.
Well, yeah, we put that we promoted that you were in Killarney today. So today you're in Killarney, Samurai and Killarney Day, but you're not in Killarney at all. You're actually in, what is it?
It's called Fossa, Fossa. Just kind of like the wild dog of Madagascar that hunts lemurs.
There you go. Fossa.
If you saw Madagascar,
sure,
it's the fossa that they're afraid of, or they fusta. No, that's their fossa.
No, that's a fossa.
Cool. This beer is good.
So what is it? I don't have a craw for it. You got it over there. What is it? What do you got?
Oh yeah, that's right. You don't know. It's by a brewery called Lyman.
Okay.
Here it is, right here. Here's Lyman. Fluid Dynamic. We're getting some. There we go. It's an extra pale ale.
An extra pale ale.
Comes in at 4.8%. I think what they mean by extra pale ale here is might be an APA. This thing is a grapefruit bomb. And it's not even like the sweet grapefruit that you'll sometimes get. This is kind of like that white grapefruit that your grandparents would make you eat when you were a kid that you really made your face pucker.
Right. Gotcha.
That's good. That is really good. Well, where are these guys? Where are these?
I'm going to assume they're over there.
Oh, yeah. In Rathcoole, County Dublin.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we stopped on the way. Well, first of all, I was talking to, I can't remember what his name is now because it's eluding me. Let me pull it up. I was on Instagram, talking with some peeps, and one of them has a podcast over there called the Crack Beer Community. Now, crack is not CRACK, doesn't mean the same thing. It's CRAIC.
Correct.
And crack, if you're looking for good crack, you're looking for good fun. Which is a whole different meaning in this.
Man, I'm looking for some good crack.
So,
by the way, folks, just to let you know, Samurai's tired tonight. Just want to let you know.
Oh, I'm so damn tired.
If that's coming through at all, he's slept 7 hours in the last 28, something like that.
Well, no, 72 hours in the last 3 days. Anyway, so this guy Brian, who runs the Crack Beer Community, he is opening his own brewery called Sesh Beer Company, and they're having their first tap takeover on Thursday in Dublin. We will not be in Dublin on Thursday. I'm hoping that if we're near the Black Sheep in Dublin, that we can pop in and see if any of his stuff is still on tap, which would be awesome. But what he did do is he gave me a list of beers to try, or at least breweries, and we stopped at a place called O'Brien's in Naas, Naas. And as it would happen, their craft beer coolers were being repaired when we walked in.
Well, of course.
So I was talking.
So now, did you see Murphy walking out the door with his law in hand when you walked in?
Oh God! Well, it turned out pretty well because I got to talk to the guy behind the counter. He asked me the things I was looking for and the breweries I was looking for, and he actually even recommended a few others. So I got to talk to him for a while.
Fair enough.
And it's funny because one of the beers that I might get to, it'll be my third beer that I might get to. Here's the one thing: when in the United States, when we talk about a certain country and what we associate with that country, rarely is that a thing in that actual country.
Right.
Right. I can't think of an example right now because I'm exhausted. I'm sure John can think of one. General Tso's chicken, you probably can't find in China.
Right.
Something along those lines.
Certain pizza, the way we make it here, you can't find in Italy.
Oh, no, that doesn't exist in Italy.
Yeah.
But the big exception to that rule is Guinness is still loved and adored in Ireland. And the kid behind the counter is like, he pulls out this one beer, and hopefully I'll get to it. And he said, "This was this beer. I'll show it to you. It doesn't make more sense to show it to you now because I'm talking about this.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Right, beautiful can art. It's called the Nightcrawler, and it's a milk stout." And he said, as far as I'm concerned, I love my Guinness. Any milk stout that's not Guinness is just not Guinness.
Right.
He goes, and then someone gave me one of those, and I went, okay, there are exceptions. Really interested in trying this one.
There you go.
He was a lot of fun to talk to, a lot of help. I wound up with 7 cans of beer. 3 of them are, 6 cans of beer in one little bottle. One of the ones I'm drinking is a Dippa that's like 8.1%, and to him, this thing is like this will really set you on your ass, like 8.1. Okay, don't come over to the U.S. and drink.
I was going to say, he said 8.1 would set you on your ass. Lovely.
Yeah, that's almost becoming sessionable in the U.S. these days. So that's going to be a lot of, so I'll be drinking that one. But where was I going with that? He was talking about this, oh yeah, so these 7 beers.
Yep.
3 of them are 16 ounces, 3 of them are 12 ounces, and it's a 12-ounce bottle.
Okay, fair enough.
24 euros.
24 euros.
Yeah, the conversion rate would be $26.40.
So basically $3 and change per.
Yes.
Yeah. Nice.
Okay, you got a 12-ounce, 8.1% Dippa in the U.S. That's a $5-6 can.
Sure. Absolutely.
At least.
And if you order it in Tavor, even more. But that's besides the point.
Mm-hmm. This is true. They have their place. But man, this one's good. I'm really enjoying this.
So now, here's my question. Now, what's on that bag of crisps you were eating? What logo was on that bag of crisps you were eating? Guinness.
Harp, which means
Guinness.
They have cross merchandise with them.
Oh, I'm just saying Guinness, right? What's on your shirt?
The same thing that's on your hat.
Oh, there you go. All right, fine. So we're marketing for them on the show tonight, but we're not getting any money from them. So.
No, we're not, but we are running, a contest that involves.
We are. Awesome. So we did have. So we had a bunch of entries. Fair enough.
What's a bunch?
A bunch would be 42.
Oh, Douglas Adams would be proud.
42.
I like that number.
42.
Which is the answer to the question of life, the universe, and everything.
Right. Exactly.
And at one point, that answer, I believe, was, what is 7 times 8? Was the question.
Right. Well, it'd be 50. That would be 56, but okay.
Yeah. You have to read all 5 of the books in the trilogy.
Right. No, I get you.
Yeah, and I said that right. All 5 books.
All 5 of the books in the trilogy. Yeah. Well, that's like Rush released a. What album was it? I think it was. Oh, it was Roll the Bones.
Okay.
They did an instrumental. It was a song called "Where's My Thing." Okay. And it was part 4 of the Gangster of Boats trilogy.
Nice, I like that.
There you go.
It's good.
There you go.
That.
All right. So on that note, though, I wanted to tell you a couple things that I was thinking about. Do you realize that anybody that's ever worked for Twitter, ever, right now they're either an ex-employee or an ex-employee?
I like that.
All right. It's pretty
interesting. That's good. I had a thought the other day, Carrie was talking about her sister's friend Noelle, and I always thought that very ironic that Noelle is spelled with an L.
Okay. Noelle. I see what you did there. It's kind of like that. That is at the level of the joke Tony told on the show last week.
Which is like
yeah, right. Exactly.
It's
funny though, because I you don't know this guy actually. I thought you knew this guy, but you don't know him. It's a buddy of mine, and a lot of people are saying he's stealing from his job on the road department. I don't want to believe. I really don't want to believe that he's stealing from his job in the road department. But every time I go over his place, all the signs are there. You know.
I don't have the button up. And Carrie and her offspring are trying to sleep.
Gotcha.
So I'm not going to do anything too loud.
Gotcha.
Except for crack another beer.
Crack another beer. Crack another beer. I see what you did there.
Crack.
You didn't even realize you did
good crack.
There you
I
go.
didn't realize I didn't. This is good crack.
There you go.
Well, we'll see if this is good crack. So this is Galway Bay Brewing. It's called a Foam and Fury. I love the name already.
Oh, Foam and Fury. I think I've had something from Galway Bay actually before.
Yeah?
Yeah, I do remember having something from Galway Bay. I'm going to check on tap again.
Was it a hooker?
No.
Oh. By the way, a Galway hooker has nothing to do with the sex trade. It says everything to do with fishing.
Uh-huh. Galway.
Just so that we're aware that is the case. They were founded in 2009.
There's a Galway Bay Brewery and a Galway Hooker Brewery.
Yes, there is.
They're both in Oranmore.
This is 8.5%, not 8.1. This was originally stated by Overtired Samurai. That was a good burp. And have you figured out if you had anything by them yet?
I'm just getting there now. Hold on. Yep, Full Sail.
Say it again. This
Full Sail.
By Galway Bay or Galway Hooker?
By Galway Bay. Galway Bay, yeah. So IPA.
Full Sail. I have another one of their beers, but I believe it is a. Let's see, I took a picture of it. It is a what you call it? I don't think it's another IPA.
What is it?
It is called Althea. It's a pale ale.
Oh yeah, 4.8% pale ale.
And I also have something by Kinnegar called Rust Bucket, which is a rye IPA.
Ooh, very nice.
We'll see. Nice. I got something from Mescan Brewery, which is a Westport Extra, which is actually a Belgian triple.
Interesting.
And then from Wicklow Wolf, Apex Oatmeal Stout. So that's very that nice. I'm looking forward to. I hear that's one of the best. I hear it's one of the best stouts coming out of Ireland. So
gotcha.
And Wicklow Wolf is supposed to make some quite good stuff. So let's see what this Foam and Fury. What are you drinking, by the way?
I am drinking. I was waiting for you to ask. Thank you for asking. I'm drinking Anchor Steam right there. You drank it last week. I'm drinking it this week. And I got to be honest with you, and I'm going to say this right now, and I'm not bullshitting when I say this. Why? And I know why, right? Because we talked about it ad nauseum 2 weeks ago.
And I know why did you stop drinking?
Why did we stop drinking this beer? Why? Because we could get good beer local. I mean, yeah, that's a reason, but why not get this occasionally? This is really good. It's a really good beer. It's a fantastic beer.
I really think the IPA craze had something to do with it, and then we forgot. The IPA craze pushed Anchor Steam and beers like it to the side, and then we completely forgot that they were there as new stuff came out.
Right,
like my earbud,
like your earbud as new stuff came out. Are you still eating your crisps, by the way?
I am.
There you go. I will make a request for myself and everybody listening and watching the show. Have them, pour them on a plate.
Oh, this is too loud?
A little bit. Anyway. Did I tell you? I meant to tell you this story too. I used to, you knew years ago, I used to live on a houseboat, right? So I used to date the girl next door, right?
Oh, here we go.
She was a great girl, but eventually we drifted apart.
No, I saw that on Facebook too.
All right.
You're just stealing Alcatullo's memes, aren't
you?
No.
That was not an Alcatullo meme. That was a I got it from the same place he got it from. So I had it on here before he even said anything about it. So.
No, you're both thieves.
Anyway.
You're both again. You're both thick thieves.
Thick these, yeah, exactly. So anyway,
Oh no, thick as thieves. Sorry,
6 of 1, whatever. Okay, something to talk about before we get into a little bit more Ireland. I do want to bring this up. You knew I posted.
Hold on a second. Hold on. Oh yeah. Oh. Well, first of all, look at the color of this.
That's pretty cool.
It's actually paler than it's showing up on the screen right now.
Mm-hmm.
No, I guess that's about right. It's good. A good little golden. It's like straw with a golden hue to it.
Yeah.
This is. Wow.
That's all that's left of my glass of caramel, right there.
This is There is some good pine in this. My God, this doesn't drink like a dip either.
Oh no.
No, this is drinking like a West Coast straight up IPA.
Nice.
That's you get IPAs from a whole bunch of other different countries. And of course the Brits invented the IPA, and the British style IPA is fantastic. Samuel Smith's is one of the primary, the benchmark of that style. Mm-hmm. We've had many versions of that in this country that we've, let's face it, hopped up like 60-minute. It's very much.
You keep in mind when you say this country, at the moment you mean this country.
Yeah, your country where you are, not this country. So this country. So when you I'll go back to the other countries, other countries try to do these styles, and there's always something lacking. The Italians can't do them at all. I haven't come up with when I was there. I had a bunch of IPAs when I was there, and maybe I just didn't strike on a brewery that could do them. Mm-hmm. So anybody who knows one that can, correct me if I'm wrong. Canada's got some decent ones there. They still can't touch what is done in the U.S. when it comes with IPAs. We took the style, we pretty much adopted it from its real parents who started to neglect it and abuse it, and then we further abused the hell out of the style, but really set it up into prominence like we were the mother of a beauty pageant queen. You like where I went there?
I like where you went there. That was pretty good.
Yeah. Man, I'm so tired. Anyway,
you have an alarm going off there? Or?
Yeah, I don't know where that is.
Somebody backing up outside, or
I don't know. That might be outside somewhere. Oh, by the way, if you see back there, okay, so that right there is a reflection off the window of my screen right here.
There you go.
But out that window and looking back a little bit, there's a field that's full of sheep.
Nice. No, wait. Now, you are in Ireland right now, right?
Not Scotland, yes.
Okay. Fair enough.
Just
want to be sure.
The sheep are safe.
The sheep are safe. All right, good.
And unsullied.
None of them need to be nervous.
No, they're calm. They're grazing. Well, they're probably sleeping right now, but they were grazing.
No old joke, folks. If you don't get it, don't worry about it. It's fine.
Yes, even the Scots go.
It's actually old. It's actually older than he and I. So.
The Scots are going, yeah. We get it. Fuck you, but it's still funny. At any rate,
I get it. Fuck you.
DWE. There you go.
All right.
But you know why a Scotsman marries.
But see what you know what you need your sound effects there. But there anyway.
Nah, I'm not gonna pull it.
Anyway, go ahead.
But you do know why Scotsmen marry.
All right. Well, let's not alienate Scotland. You can't cook. Okay. Well. Anyway. All right. Moving on.
Nah, they'll do.
Now, so
what show? Oh,
those of you, the one we're on right now. Those of you that
but where I was going with it. The point I was going with it is,
yeah,
the IPAs, all the different countries, and no one's really kind of. But I gotta say, I'm impressed with Ireland here.
Fair enough.
This of Foam and Fury, it's got some fucking fury to it, man. Remember back in the day when the United States used to brew IPAs that would leave this resin in your mouth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I miss those days actually.
Right here. Right here.
Mm-hmm.
This is, I've got.
So what you're saying is Ireland is about 10 years away from brewing New England IPAs.
No, they're still brewing IPAs. They're calling them East Coast IPAs.
Fair enough.
I deferred on buying one of those when I was at O'Neill's. He pulled it. I said, East Coast IPA. Describe that to me. He goes, oh, well, they're very juicy and hazy. I'm like, oh, a New England IPA. Okay. So they're brewing them. But this thing, man.
You know what's funny?
That's good. What's funny? There's a lot of things that are funny.
None of my jokes, but besides them.
None of mine either, or Tony's.
But West Coast IPAs are West Coast IPAs. Mm-hmm. Right? New England IPAs are East Coast IPAs, are Northeast IPAs.
Yes.
In some cases, I said East Coast IPAs. In some cases, a New Jersey IPA. But that's only if you use Kolsch's. But that's besides the point.
We know who does that.
Right?
We know who's guilty of that. No, we will not say his name, much less thrice.
Exactly. All right. So to bring up, it was posted. We posted it up on. It broke. The news broke yesterday. We posted it up on
this news story.
We posted it up on. It's on the website. It's on the blog and the website, and it's up on the Facebook page as well. Tilray Brands from Canada is acquiring 8 craft brands from AB InBev. All right. I'm not going to read the whole article. I'll give you the abridged version. I'll give you the cliff notes, if you will.
Okay.
Tilray Brands is a Canadian cannabis firm that's quickly shedding the standalone image. Anyway, they will acquire the following brands: Shock Top, Breckenridge, Blue Point, 10 Barrel, Red Hook, Widmer, Square Mile Cider, and Highball Energy, which AB InBev discontinued back in May.
Right.
Now that's gonna join their existing craft portfolio that includes Sweetwater Brewing, a brewery that we not only had on the show but broadcast live from, Montauk Brewing.
Right.
Green Flash, Alpine Beer, Good Supply Lager, and also Breckenridge Distilling. So
that's kind of an impressive portfolio they're putting together.
Yeah, it really is. And then again, this is a Canadian cannabis firm. You know, they basically have immediately became the 5th largest craft brewery conglomerate, if you will, in the United States.
That's something else. My question is though, I love because Blue Point is on that list. Getting Blue Point back into the craft fold, I'm really looking forward to this toasted lager. I loved toasted lager.
I hope toasted lager reverts back to what it used to be 10 years ago.
God, yeah.
12 years ago, 13, 15 years ago.
Because now that beer is ass.
Yeah.
And it was such a good beer when that came out. That was a revolutionary beer when it came out, actually.
Yep, it was.
There was nothing else like it at the time. Getting Breckenridge back is because that's one of the, and they've got the distillery already, so yeah, it makes sense to get the brewery. Breckenridge, they're one of those breweries that started to get left behind, so them being bought kind of made sense.
Yeah.
There was so many beers that I don't know if they pioneered, but they had some of the best known examples of styles in the day. And then kind of get like the vanilla porter, right?
Yep.
They were very well known for the vanilla porter, and then people started doing better versions of that. You know, let's be honest here. So hopefully, we'll see some stuff out of Breckenridge and some new stuff out of Breckenridge.
I hope so.
One of the interesting things on that list, though, is to me, Shock Top. I've never, ever, even before any acquisitions, was a big fan of Shock Top. I never really considered them.
No. Blue Moon, before Coors bought Blue Moon,
mm-hmm.
they were good as far as I'm concerned. Look, if you like Blue Moon, have at it. You do you. But they weren't. They're Belgian white, right? There were much better Belgian whites, and I mean most of them are. Ommegang Wit blows Blue Moon away. If you're a big fan of
Allagash White,
yeah, I was getting there too. If you're a big fan of Blue Moon and you have never had Omegang Wit or Allagash White, please try it just once. Try it. Try it.
Or go
And
all
tell
the
us
way,
what you think.
or go all the way back to the roots.
The band from Philly that's on it's on the Jay Leno. It's on the Jimmy Fallon show.
Yeah, no, not those roots.
Not those
And
roots.
we're not talking the clothing line either.
No.
No, we're talking
Or the miniseries TV movie back in the 70s. Not that.
starring the Reading Rainbow guy.
Yeah.
Well, Bar Burton. Great story behind that one is that LeVar, he gets chased and captured by O.J. Simpson.
Right.
And LeVar said to the director, he goes, "Okay, so you want me to let him catch me?" They're like, "This is O.J. Simpson. Just run as fast as you can. Let's make this look real." After about 2 or 3 takes, they're like, "You think you can slow down a little?"
LeVar can run.
Anyway, no. So getting back to the roots of the wit style, it was Peter Sellis who revived that style in Belgium.
Mm-hmm.
Found an old recipe, brought it up, came over to the U.S., opened his own brewery in the U.S. Sellis White was just as, I don't know if it was just as good, but it was the same recipe. It was very good. It was the same recipe and same brewer who did Hoegaarden. And Hoegaarden, if you want to get back to the roots of wit, garden.
Who?
You say who?
I say garden.
But Hoegaarden, that's the root of the wit right there. But how does this?
The root of the wit. We got to put that up. The root of the wit.
Root of the wit.
We should let's collab and write an article on it. The root of the wit, and we'll put all this down. The root of the wit.
So how did that apply? How did you get from Shock Top to that?
Well, no. What I was saying was, even though Blue Moon, isn't like on the level of Sellis White and Allagash and all of that, the beer that they were making when Coors acquired them and everything else, I still think we're better than Shock Top, right?
Yes,
my personal opinion. But again, I didn't have a lot of either back then either.
Well, every one that I had from Shock Top, because they always put together interesting flavors, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you saw the flavors, you wanted to try them.
Yep.
How many did you like?
One. Is that a train or a tornado?
No, that's just the traffic going by.
Okay.
So I didn't pay much for these earbuds, man. Hey, you know what? You got to remember, Augie's earbuds picked up him pissing. So
that is true. They did. They did indeed.
Anyway, but the whole thing with Shock Top, them being owned by Budweiser, to me, made all the sense in the world, because Budweiser and Shock Top both had the same effect on me, that after I'd finish my beer, I'd start to get a migraine.
Mm-hmm. Oh yes, I've said that too. That since the very first day, and I won't say how old I was. Right. I won't say how old I was. Since the very first time I had anything. I can't say anything from Budweiser because that's not true, and I'll explain in a minute. But a Budweiser beer, Budweiser, Bud Light, either or, those two beers specifically, okay, I would get a headache, and not the next morning for a hangover. Like 10 minutes later, I got a headache. So
no, it's interesting because
Michelob is that I actually years ago Michelob was actually a very good beer.
Yes.
So. And Michelob Bach, forget about it. That's a whole nother show.
Well, that's a whole nother different story. You and I have a mutual friend who's very ironically named, because at the time, when we first met him, he worked for Budweiser.
Mm-hmm.
And I had once asked him, so, Budweiser gives me a migraine, and Shock Top gives me a migraine. Because we both at the facility in Newark. Right. I'm like, that's interesting. I said, I have an MSG sensitivity that gives me migraines if I have too much MSG.
Right.
So my theory is that both these brands are brewed with MSG.
It's a good theory.
You know what he did? He did this.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense. Definitely makes sense. Definitely makes sense.
So, so I don't know. So I really always thought that Shock Top belonged with AB InBev. So this ganja company picking them up, I don't think is the smartest move, but maybe it was part of the deal. Go, okay, you got to take these guys
Right.
off our hands if you want the rest of them. So who knows? But I still think this is. So what's going on here, John? Do you think that AB InBev is throwing in the towel when it comes to having a craft profile?
Well, you know what? Here, I'll tell you what I think the deal is here. Okay. Um, Earlier in the year, and we talked about this on the show. It was an article. Obviously, people have learned about it. They closed a bunch of brands already. They just got rid of. They let a bunch of people. They downsized some of the other brands that they kept. Platform out of Cleveland, Ohio. They just
Right.
disbanded it. They closed it. See ya. Boom. Lock the doors. Goodbye. You're done. Off you go. And they did that with a number of places. So they were what they were trying to do, and this has been coming for a number of years too. Their Craft Brewers Alliance, I think it was CBA. I think it was titled years ago, right? It was their venture into craft beer, and they wanted it, and it was mainly for distribution, not so much brewing end of things. Certainly, they did brew certain things for Blue Point and some of the other bigger brands, but it was mainly for the distribution and to get footholds into craft beer like that. But it didn't pan out the way they wanted it to, right? So they were cutting ties with a lot of things, keeping some of the better things. Like right now they're keeping Goose
But
Island,
what?
Carback, Golden Road, Wicked Weed, and
And there's one of
Four Peaks.
what about Elysian?
What's that? Elysian?
Elysian, yeah.
Elysian? Good question. I don't know.
As far as I know, they still own them.
Yeah, well, they did, unless something flew under the radar and got by us.
I don't think so. But
I'll have to do a little research on that in a minute. While you're,
I told you
they sold Virtue Cider back to Greg Hall, who was the original owner as well. So they're out of that as well.
That's good. Well, the thing with Elysian. The thing with I don't have any more lesions. I had some when I had shingles. I had some lesions. Not just one.
I see what you want.
Not just. Anyway, but the great thing about when they acquired Elysian is their marketing department and their acquisitions department had spoken to each other, which turned into one of the biggest gaffes in AB InBev's marketing history. Where
still owned by AB.
That's what I figured. And this is a major gaffe because they just acquired them. And as you know, AB InBev always has
the Super Bowl
during Super Bowl.
Super Bowl commercial.
Yeah, big Super Bowl commercial where they're very much making fun of craft breweries. Mm-hmm. And in the so-called made-up beers that they're making fun of, one of the beers they're making fun of is very, very much Punkachino.
Mm-hmm. and they own it. And so they're making fun of themselves.
And they own, because this is basically their marketing department and their acquisition department not talking to each other, saying, okay, so we just got this brewery, this stuff they make, don't make fun of this stuff. Mm-hmm. And absolutely immediate.
Or it was genius because it served two purposes. All right. It made the people that don't like craft beer like Budweiser. It gave them like, yeah, we don't like craft beer. And then it gave the people that do like craft beer and the Elysian crowd and the Punkachino lovers, screw you, I'm going to drink my Punkachino. So it served everybody. Was it a mistake or was it genius?
So you're saying it might have been a genius move?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Well, that's in the same category of Alanis Morissette's
isn't it
irony song? Because nothing in that song is ironic whatsoever. But
Right.
is that the genius behind the song? That the irony behind ironic is that nothing in the song's ironic.
Is there's any irony in that? Right.
So who
Coincidental.
knows?
Isn't it coincidental? Don't you think?
Or just
A
bad
little
luck.
too coincidental.
It would still work, right?
Doesn't it? It goes
So
better.
I'm going to move on. I'm going to go. I'm moving on to my third beer.
Moving on to your third beer. All right. So, all right. So anyway, so wrapping up that, that's good news for these brands. Good news for Tilray.
Yeah.
And
Good
yeah,
news
just
for
generally,
craft drinkers.
yeah, craft drinkers. I think this is good. I'm happy.
I like this. Well, here's
like
the thing, because
I like this plan.
Um,
I'm glad to be behind
yeah,
it.
I'm proud to
Glad
be
to be a part of it.
And the great one of the best parts about this is with Blue Point no longer owned by AB InBev, one of the best drinking venues on Long Island is now valid again.
Yeah. And I got to be
Right,
honest
'cause
with you.
that-
That is a, well, look at it this way. Blue Point's old facility in Patchogue was cool. It was really cool. All right.
However,
Their
what
new
did AB
facility in Patchogue is insane.
Yeah,
It's really, really good. Now, they would have never had that facility without AB InBev money.
true. So
Right.
they're going
And now
to
so they got that facility now, and now they're not part of AB InBev anymore. So
win-win.
Win-win chicken dinner. There you go. And yeah, the Blue, by the way, the Blue Point Cascal Fest is actually a really good festival. I've gone many times. It's really,
It's
really
supposed
good.
to be one of the best, but
It
when
is.
they were acquired, so many people stopped going.
I got to be honest with you. I got to be honest with you. I didn't.
I know. And I know some other people, he who shall not be named, still went.
Mm-hmm.
And I got into an argument over that one.
Oh yeah, and there's pictures of me and other Jersey brewers at the fest out there. But it's really good because you know why? It's not just the Blue Point beers; it's all local New York breweries bringing their cascals there. So I promise you, all of the cascals that Blue Point was pouring there were made in-house by the brewers at Blue Point. Had nothing to do with AB InBev beers, and everything else that was there was brewed by local New York breweries. So and New Jersey, there were New Jersey breweries there too. So it's a great cascal festival. Yeah, go if you're in the area when they have it. Used to have it in April. I believe it's in November now, or at least it has been the last couple of years. I'm not happy about that. I loved it when it was in April, but yeah.
I can't. Yeah, it's around your birthday, wasn't it?
It was just like 2 weeks before, so it was like always between Easter and my birthday, so it worked good. It was right around yours, actually.
Yeah, okay. So the interesting thing about this beer, this Nightcrawler, is I can't really talk too much about it because, to be honest, I'm getting pennies. I may have a can here that turned.
Okay.
I'm getting some metallic notes to it, so I don't know if that's a flaw of the brewing process or an older can.
Is there a date?
Yeah, there is. Well, it says best by March 27th, 2024. So this is should be fresh. It's not the brew date; it's the best by date.
Well, it's usually beers like that. It's usually about 180 days out. So March, actually, it has to be. No, it can't be. It can't be 180 days out because we are not 180 days yet. 180 days would be next month.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
I'm assuming somebody woke up.
Oh, someone just getting ready for tomorrow's activities.
Okay. So it'd have to be 365, maybe. So maybe it was brewed in March.
Know.
It could be a March. It could be a March thing. It could be
I don't know. I don't know, but we've got a little. Oh, right now I'm getting a little waft of sheep coming through the window.
Not out of the beer, mind you. Make sure you say that. Not out of the beer.
Coming from the window.
I'm getting a sheep note.
There's a little bit of sheepiness to this on the back palate.
It's a little woolly.
Mm-hmm. And it's a little bully.
Mm-hmm. So you're getting a Campari flavor from it.
Yeah, yes, but I'm getting a little metallic note, little bit of cola. So when milk stouts turn, I always get a cola flavor out of them, and metal, and that's what I'm getting here. So I think this one, I mean, I can't really. I don't think I can talk to the quality of this one because it's, they may have had a bad can, a bad pour day.
It could have been a bad. It could have just been a bad fill. It could have been a bad can.
Yeah.
It's you never know. You'll have to get another one and try it. If you get another one from another place and it's the same, well then you know.
Well,
but,
also if you remember, I said that place's craft beer cooler had crapped out.
Yeah, but
So
I mean, how hot could it have gotten in there? And it's a milk stout, so it should be fine.
It's a milk stout. It should have been fine. The store itself is air conditioned, so
yeah.
Well, actually, I don't think it was air conditioned. Air conditioning doesn't exist in Ireland. Really.
Do they need it though? How hot does it get there?
Tomorrow is going to be one of the hottest days in recent memory. It's going to be
68.
72. No, I'm not kidding. When it gets in the 70s, they consider that a heat wave here.
So they're all going like this, and you're walking around like, "Ooh, this is beautiful."
Yeah, I saw the opposite, something very opposite once when I was on a bus on the way back from work. The air conditioner wasn't working in the bus. It was a very hot day, and when you see the Hispanic ladies fanning themselves, you know it's hot.
Oh, it's hot. It's hot.
Yeah, that's very, very hot. Yeah. That is white boy passing out hot.
There you go.
Yeah. But this is, so at any rate, we're going to see, I think we're seeing 72 degrees tomorrow. We're doing the Ring of Kerry.
But okay, then what are you going to do after you leave?
Very funny. So the Ring of Kerry is just this road that goes around County Kerry.
I thought she was just gonna you're gonna stand. She was gonna stand there, and you were gonna run around her.
Yeah, no.
That's the Ring of Kerry, right?
That's KERI. We're gonna be doing the
ring around the Rosie, ring around the Kerry, right?
Okay. So we're gonna do that tomorrow.
Is this thing on? See, the jokes are not funny, folks.
No,
It takes great effort to make jokes this least funny. I mean,
we've got some talent for lameness. But no, we'll be doing the Ring of Kerry tomorrow, and it's just this road that actually follows the Wild Atlantic Way.
Okay.
And the Wild Atlantic Way. It obviously is a road that goes along the Atlantic, along all the peninsulas in Ireland, not just County Kerry. But the Ring of Kerry, part of the Ring of Kerry is part of the Wild Atlantic Way. So we're gonna, the views we're gonna see should be absolutely spectacular. We might actually hit a brewery tomorrow in Conmar if we get to Kenmar. And then tomorrow night we do have our reservations at Killarney Brewing and Distilling. So Wednesday morning is going to hurt, considering I can look out this window and see Killarney Brewing and Distilling.
Very nice.
Yeah,
very nice. Good choice.
Yeah. So
Airbnb wise, good choice. I'm saying
it was. I told you it was a complete accident. Mm-hmm. It was not intentional whatsoever. I needed some place that was affordable, had 2 bedrooms, had 2 bathrooms. Booked it and then started looking to find out where it was. Because when you book an Airbnb, they don't give you an exact address. You get a kind of an area that it's at.
Right.
And I hadn't, as far as I was concerned, Killarney Brewing was in Killarney, and it was a pizza place that served their beer. And Killarney Distilling was, north of here, an industrial complex. So I wasn't even aware they had done this whole new facility. And when I went to Google Street View and started looking around and found the place, I looked up the road and there's this big structure. I'm like, what the hell is that? And I look it up and I just started laughing because, oh my God, I just booked as an Airbnb about 150, 200 yards from a distillery that does Irish whiskey. and also does beer. So
Very nice.
gotta love that. Speaking of that, so I sent to John earlier today because our flight, we took Iceland Air.
Mm-hmm.
So we had a little layover in Reykjavik, and thanks to the very well managed Newark International Airport, go to 50 minutes and 13 seconds to see my look of complete utter disdain. We wound up getting off our plane and having to jump right on line to another gate
Mm-hmm.
to barely catch our connecting flight.
I've experienced that out of Newark before. I flew to San Francisco with a connecting flight in Dallas. The flight was so late at leaving Newark that have you ever you've flown into Dallas before?
It was so late that Dallas had won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, it's now
Not that late.
That's time machine status, right there. Anyway, no, you've been to Dallas Fort Worth Airport, right? International Airport. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Dallas Fort Worth International Airport is about the size of Texas. Okay.
No, but that's a bit of exaggeration. It is about the size of Rhode Island. I'll give you that.
It's about exactly right. So we landed on one.
It's about the same size as Philly International.
It's bigger than Philly. The terminal we landed in, the gate we landed at, and the terminal we were in, arriving, the other side of the airport was the gate that we were leaving from.
So an hour and a half commute.
We had 45 minutes to get to the other side of the and walking. You'll never do it.
No, you got to run.
We actually, fortunately, they have those the people movers where you like the walkways that you can walk faster on, because they move. So we did a little.
The great thing about those things.
Finally, one guy came by in a cart, and he sees us running. He goes, "Can I help you guys?" And I told him what gate we were getting to, and we landed late. He's like, "Hop on." He flew us to the other side of the airport.
The great thing about those people movers,
we literally jumped on the plane as they shut the door. That's how it is.
Oh, so it's kind of like one of those jumping off the dock onto the ferry kind of deals.
Well, it wasn't that dramatic. It was like we were as we walked on, we were we closed, boom, they closed the door.
Oh, it sounded like the way you phrased it.
Like,
you were
they were closing the door, and we
as
in. Like, yeah, right. Yeah, that didn't happen like that.
But those people movers you talk about, the great thing about those things is when they break down, they just become floor.
It's just floor. Yeah, definitely.
we came across that today. As a matter of fact,
you just like step onto it and wait, and it's not moving. You're like,
oh, that's right. It's just floor. But our delay in Newark was one of the stupidest reasons I've ever heard. We couldn't pull back from our gate because they parked a plane behind us.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that happens.
And they had to go get one of those tugs to move it. Yeah. And I'm watching the guys. They can't find one of the things that connects the wheels to the tug. Mm-hmm. So that's why we sat there. So we took off an hour late. Mm-hmm. It's been a long day.
I know, because you got on the plane and you started texting me, and you're texting me for like a half an hour. I'm like, how the hell is he doing this? Why is he not in airplane mode yet?
That's the whole point here. Is I'm texting him. What I'm texting him the
gin list.
The gin list, because the Icelanders, apparently not the Islanders. That's a whole bunch of different idiots.
The Icelanders is what Steve Summers calls the Islanders.
Yes, he calls them the Icelanders, but the
Schmoozer.
Icelanders, the people of Iceland.
The Icelandics?
Icelandics, maybe. I don't know. But they like their gin.
Yeah.
And that was an impressive list they put on there.
Yeah, that was pretty impressive. I definitely am saving that. I'm going to have to. I may have to go to Iceland just to drink those gins.
Well, we've got a 3-hour layover in Iceland. We will obviously jump out of the airport quickly to get a geocache in Iceland to say we got one in Iceland, come back in, and then sit in one of the bars. And I might try some of the gin here because that seems to be their thing.
It works.
And that and dried fermented shark meat.
Oh, well, of course. Right.
Ugh.
Yeah.
I'm going to ignore. It's not going there.
No.
But there's other things that I'll try. One thing that's really cool is if you're a Bourdain fan, and I'm a big Bourdain fan. We know many Bourdain fans, and I'm still pissed at him for robbing us of his genius. When he was in Iceland, one of the things he most enjoyed, because you remember Tony enjoyed he enjoyed all forms of meat in tube form.
Fair enough.
Right, especially when he was drunk. So he would always find like the most heinously topped and put together hot dog.
Of course.
In Iceland, they like to put mayonnaise on their hot dogs. He had one that had mayonnaise, ketchup, mustard, shrimp salad, and some other.
Never had that on hot dogs. I've had mayonnaise on a hot dog before. It's Criff Dogs on St. Mark's Place, right next door to Augur's Well.
Don't tell. Please don't tell.
Well, I won't. Well, I'll tell this, but then I won't tell anything. I won't.
Oh, tell that, but don't tell the other.
I won't tell about the place next door on the other side of Criff Dogs.
Oh, the one that you got to go through the phone booth to get.
Right. I will not tell that. I will not tell. I promise I won't tell.
Please don't tell about that.
Okay. Anyway, but the one of my go-to dogs there is the BLT dog. It's a deep fried dog with the bacon wrapped hot dog, deep fried, and then BLT, right? Lettuce, tomato, mayo. It's fantastic. Yeah. Anyway,
the one I like's got peanut butter on it. I can't remember.
The Little Ma.
Yeah, the Little Ma's fantastic.
Little Ma. Yep. It was the peanut butter, pickles, crushed up potato chips, and a bacon wrap.
Yeah, and bacon wrapped. It sounds absolutely disgusting and heinous.
It's delicious.
But it fucking works.
Yeah, that and the I believe it's a tsunami dog too. I get that one too. Again, bacon wrapped with pineapple, green onions, and teriyaki sauce.
Oh, that sounds yum.
It's very good.
But anyway, so one of the more famous hot dog stands in Reykjavik, they've completely reproduced it inside the terminal.
Mm-hmm.
Now the airport's not actually in Reykjavik; it's in
East Reykjavik.
No,
Reykjavik Heights.
No, it's Fenrivik.
Sure.
Fen something.
Sure.
What's interesting is almost every other than Newark, the one thing I will give Newark is that we did board the plane via a Skyjet. We landed in Reykjavik and exited that plane versus via Skyjet.
Mm-hmm.
Everything else after that, we were walking across a tarmac and climbing or descending stairs.
Fair enough.
So, yeah, boarding the plane in Reykjavik. You got on a shuttle. They took you out to the plane. You climbed stairs to get into the plane. And when we landed in Dublin, you got off the plane. You had to walk across the tarmac, and there was this one guy that would stop you in case there was any machinery coming through, so you didn't get run over. And I appreciate him for that.
That's always good.
And then you had to walk along, to get inside this one door, and then you turned and came back. And by the time you were done walking a third of the distance that you had to go, you were right back where you started from, but just inside and one level up. You're looking at your plane. Yeah.
No. Yeah, I've been there, done that. Yeah, no. You're talking.
Well, yeah, Dublin's an interesting airport. So that was fun. But right after that, we made a beeline for Dead Man's Inn. Mm-hmm. Got my first Irish pint of Guinness.
Yeah.
And here's the thing I'll say about it. This place poured it a little too cold. Okay. As far as, even though they had one of those specialized Guinness engines. Mm-hmm. With a double tap in it, not a double tap like New Jersey double tap. That's a whole different meaning. Two nitro taps. It's a little richer over here. Mm-hmm. It's a little roastier, a little inkier, if that makes any sense.
It does.
So I'm really looking forward to getting some places that do a better pour.
Fair enough.
Should be fun.
All right. Question for you now, before we get to the top threes.
I forget what yeah, I do remember what the top threes are.
What you call it? So I got mine ready to go. So
I don't have mine ready. It's going to be off the cuff.
All right. Before we get to top threes, my question to you is this: how many? Because obviously we had 42 guesses, and we have numbers ranging anywhere from 18 to 45. And I could be lying. And I could be lying about that.
I do know that one person who actually didn't officially enter the contest gave me the number of 98.
Yeah, no, I'm sure that's not going to happen because you're going to.
Yeah, and I said, Sean, you're out of your mind. I'm not.
Right. I'll be honest with you. 18 to 45 is not what we have. We actually have ranges lower to higher than that. So,
okay.
All right. But in any event, 42 people, 42 guesses. So how many of you had thus far?
One.
All right. One. There you go.
One. So we're at one. We stand at one. 18 to 45 is probably a damn good range. Now, John and I discussed beforehand, and now that the entries are closed, should I share the number that I gave you as to what my guess is? And I'm not working towards it. This is nothing I'm working towards. This is going to be organic. I'm just going to let this happen. But I said to him, when I look everything I'm up against.
Hold on. Before you say it, I said mine too, but I'm going to write it down before you say yours. Before you say it, so, and then I'll show you. You say yours, I'll show you mine. There you go.
That's usually not how that works.
Oh, yeah, say it.
You remember middle school?
Yeah.
Anyway, no. So I'm not working towards this. This is going to be entirely organic. But when I thought about where we're going to be, what we're going to be doing, on certain days, where the driving. Oh, I got to talk about the driving, John. But the number I came up with finally was, I think it's going to probably come in around 23. That's where I think it's going to come around.
Really?
Again, not working towards that number. So anybody who's put that number in, don't celebrate. That's not the number. I'm not working towards any particular number. It could come in under that, come in over that.
Ready for mine?
Yep. One off. Now, here's the thing. Driving here. So when we went to Italy, people said, good luck driving in Italy. They're all insane over there. And I had a 6-speed manual Fiat 500X. And I got to tell you, I missed that damn car. But the thing about driving in Italy is, if you've driven in Jersey, you've pretty much driven in Italy, except for Rome. Rome, there's no such thing as safety.
Right.
Can you hear me? Because my earbuds just did something.
I can hear you.
Okay, I think I just raised the volume. Anyway, because I'm like repositioning it and I touched something. Old guy, new technology. But here is entirely different. Getting a car at any rental counter takes a little bit longer because the rental agents are giving you a little bit of schooling on how to drive in Italy, because you're driving on the left side of the road. That much everybody knows. The thing about driving on the west side of the road there is, when you leave the rental center, you are in the traffic around the airport, and the spaghetti bowl of roads around the airport is insane. The people driving around the airport are insane. And if you can get 5 miles away from the airport, you've really accomplished something. If you've not hit anything or had someone curse you out. I got to say, we were in the wrong lane once, and this one guy it was a construction truck, he had his window down. He points to where I needed to be, and somehow or another, he just knew I wasn't from there, and he knew where I was going. So he was like, "You need to be in this lane." We're stopped at a red light. But yeah, no, I had a semi and another car blow their horn at me because I was in the wrong place. But you get used to it. What's the interesting thing that is the key to driving here is, if you drive in the United States, when you drive along, you are keyed on the center line, right? Mm-hmm. right? If all else, if it's really, really, really hard, where's your concentration? On those lines in the center. Correct?
Correct.
So here, you got to keep yourself on the right side.
Right. Right. Exactly.
You have to. You have to.
Absolutely.
If you don't, you're going to have some issues. Because this is the hard part. The hard part is that you are on the right side of the car.
Right.
And if you're keying on the center lines, your tires are over the center line.
They are.
Because you forget which side of the car you're on.
Which side of the car you're on. You're like, wait a minute. Yeah, exactly. Absolutely. I did that. I've done that before, driving on the right side of the road. And it's a bad thing. Fortunately, I should say, the first time it happened to me, I was actually in Bermuda, and I was on a moped.
But did you pass the Dutchie on the left-hand side?
I passed the Dutchie on the left-hand side. Yeah.
Then you were good. And the thing is, a Dutchie is it's a roundabout. Mm-hmm. Well, the Dutchie is the guy in the middle of the roundabout directing traffic. You got to pass him on the left-hand side to show the left side of the road. Yeah. These roundabouts, Ireland. So New Jersey used to have all the traffic circles. Florida's got a lot of roundabouts. Ireland's got a ton of roundabouts. So does Italy, as a matter of fact. So I've had some training on roundabouts, but never approaching a roundabout on the left-hand side. Mm-hmm. So the interesting thing is, anytime you enter a traffic circle in this country, you're looking for what's coming from the left before you enter it.
Right.
Yes, right. You have to look to the right here.
Right, exactly.
You got to see if,
well, it's the first time. The first time is what I'm talking about. The first time I was on a moped in Bermuda. All right, and this is 30-something years ago. I'm coming up to, and I'm on the left side of the road. I'm on the correct side of the road
for Bermuda,
right? And I literally started going right around the circle.
Oh,
right. Fortunately, it wasn't like busy during the day, but it wasn't like super late at night either. So it was like maybe 8 at night or something like that. And I was able to get a quarter of the way around, and I saw like a third, like beyond, like not quite halfway around, but not a quarter way. I saw like that way, a car coming that way, coming this way. I'm like, oh crap, right? So I turned off and went on the left side of the road to the quarter way around, right? I just got off it and went. And then I turned around down there and came back and went the correct way around the, yeah. I was like,
there's no shame. There's no shame in circling a few times.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's freaky here. I'm getting used to it. Only once did Carrie have to tell me twice. She said you're a little too far to the left. Mm-hmm. And only once have I curbed it.
There you go.
Because also parking, you've got to remember, there's a lot more stuff on to your left as far as the car is concerned.
Sure. Oh, there is. Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Oh, well, you'll get through it. All right.
Yeah, no, I think I've been doing pretty well. I'm getting used to it, so I think we should be pretty good.
Should be good. All right. Speaking of being pretty good, let's do our top threes.
Remind me what the top threes are. Top 3 Irish libations.
Top 3. If you want to say Irish, that's fine.
Libations from Ireland?
Well, no, we called it top 3 Ireland libations. Well, it means the same thing. So
okay.
Top 3 Ireland libations. So you go first, please, as always. Actually, not as always. Last week I went first, didn't I?
You went first. So with stuff from here, well, it's 3. 3 is an odd number, so it is odd. It's always odd.
You want me to go first?
No, because I'm not going to get specific. I'm not going to get too.
I didn't get too specific. I'm going to rattle mine off right away. So
yeah, I'm not going to get too specific. Here's something interesting we learned today, though, because one would be tempted to say Irish red ales. Mm-hmm. The guy we're talking to at O'Neill's said that red ales in Ireland are one of the least popular styles.
This is not a list of Ireland's favorite Irish libations, Ireland libations.
No, it's ours. It's ours. I was just saying that that's actually not on my. It's not on my list anyway. Irish whiskey, of course, is number one.
Mm-hmm.
That's if I'm well, number two. If I put no, Guinness is number one. Guinness will always be number one. When you think of Ireland, you think of Guinness, and you come here and they all drink Guinness. They adore Guinness. Guinness is God here. So Irish whiskey would be number two. And I'd probably have to go with any other Irish. No, here's number three. Right now, there's number three.
Lineman, what is it? Fluid? What's the name of it?
It's called Fluid Dynamic.
Fluid Dynamic. Fluid.
That's a damn good beer.
Dynamic. From, what was it? What's the name of the brewery?
Lineman
Brewing.
Yep. And Lineman Brewing, they get their name from a historic event that happened during I believe it's the Irish Revolutionary period. I vaguely remember something. I'm not going to get into it because I'll destroy it, and I don't want to. I want to do it justice, and that's
yeah. You don't want to do that, right?
Yeah.
All right.
But when it comes to Irish whiskeys, the one I was drinking the other night, I can't remember the name of it now. Slane?
I don't know.
No, I don't know. I showed it to you and Tony in case we were going to go to whiskey.
That's true. You did, and I forget what it was. So.
It's like Slane or Crane or something like that. I still have some of it left, but
there you go. All right, cool.
I've still got a whole week here to discover more Irish whiskeys.
Yes, you do. All right, cool. I guess it's my turn now, huh?
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay, cool. All right, I'll give you an honorable mention. My top three are beers.
All beers.
But I will give you an honorable mention. I do like Irish whiskey. I don't love Irish whiskey. I like Scottish whiskey better.
I don't. You know me. It's one of the few spirits that I don't really like.
And it's got to be certain ones though. I don't like all Scotches, but in any event,
which region?
You know what? There are. I do like Highlands. I do like a Highland Scotch. I do like an Islay too. I mean, there are certain Scotches I like from all different regions.
Those are my two favorite regions. If I have to drink a Scotch, be from those two. Yes,
right. But
because they're not as highly peated as some of the others.
Right, and there are some that are high. The higher peated, the better. The little lesser peated, I don't like. The ones that are not. So the smokier, the better. But in any event, I'm going to give an honorable mention to an Irish whiskey, and that's Redbreast. All right.
Redbreast is a lot cheaper over here.
Yeah. And I don't mind Tullamore Dew either. I actually prefer drinking, if it comes down to like Jameson or Tullamore Dew, it's Tullamore Dew for me. All right. Hence the shirt, but that's besides the point. I do have a Jameson shirt too, but that's besides the point. But yeah, Redbreast would be the honorable mention. Anyway, my top threes. Number three, Smithwick's.
From Kilkenny.
Yeah.
You bastards.
Yeah, you bastards, right. My number two, don't kill me, Guinness. But you'll understand why with my number one.
Are you going to go with Beamish for number one?
You'll understand why with my number one. My number one is a Blacksmith. And that's a combination of my number one, of my number two, and my number three.
Yes, it is.
That's my number two floated on top of my number three, is what that is.
The other thing I learned today is up in the northern portion of the Republic of Ireland, Guinness is king. You get down to where we are, Beamish starts to take over down here.
Fair enough.
So I think, so I may have to lower my guess of 23 to maybe 19 because I may have a few Beamishes.
You might have a few Beamishes, yeah. There you go.
So,
all right. Well,
anyway, I seriously, we could go all night, but
you need sleep.
You
need sleep.
It
is 9 minutes to midnight by you.
And I plan on getting up in 6 hours.
Yeah. So why don't we, at this point, call it a show? We'll wrap up for.
This is a show. Yeah, we can call it a show.
Call it a show, right? We'll wrap on that note. We'll wrap up for today. Anyway, we want to thank everyone for watching. And for those of you just listening to the audio podcast, thank you for listening. Don't forget to visit our website, www.lagerroom.com. That's LAGERROOM.com. And please remember, like us and follow us on all of our social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and of course, our YouTube channel. All of them are at The Lager Room. Remember, we go live with a video podcast on both Facebook and YouTube every Tuesday night around 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. This is odd that we're finishing the show around when we normally start, right? But that's for this week. For those of you who want to just listen to the audio podcast, you can do so on our brand new host, Spreaker, as well as Apple Podcasts, Spotify, TuneIn, Stitcher for another few weeks, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and some brand new platforms, CastBox, Deezer, Podcast Addict, and Podchaser. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to one or more of those feeds, and you will never miss a show. Again, thanks for following along with us. Have a great rest of your week. Have a wonderful weekend. Dave, enjoy Ireland. Folks, we will not, there is no show next week, as Dave will be just getting back. So we're taking a week off, a vacation
and
week.
You're just heading out, aren't you?
We're just heading out. So 2 weeks from tonight is the next show. We will announce the winner on that show of the contest. So
it won't be me.
It's not going to be Dave. It's not going to be Dave. So anyway, have a wonderful week. Have a great weekend. Drink a lot of beer, but drink responsibly. We'll see you in a couple weeks, folks.
Sláinte.
They found him face down in his waffles, maple syrup dripping from his fake robe. Who did he see when he heard who was there? Now it seems that he's shit out of luck. This little penny went to market, this little piggy stayed home. This little piggy's eating corned beef in the back of a Ford Pinto. You better run, you better go, cause you're messing with the big toe. You better run, you better go, cause you're messing with the big toe, the big toe, the big toe.